Hello.
Hi, is that Wednesday 13?
You got me.
Hey, this is Levi calling from Sticks to Stones in Brisbane, Australia. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, very good. I'll start off with a funny story. I actually did do an interview with you a while ago, and such a while ago it was 2005, and I was actually still in high school, so I did a community radio show and ended up having to skip a few classes to run to the radio station and record the interview. So there you go. It was a while ago.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you remember it, but I thought I had a really unique question, and apparently you've already been asked it a few times, and I asked, because you're a fan of horror movies, I asked if you'd follow the same direction as Rob Zombie and do with horror movies, and apparently you've been asked that one a few times.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to eventually one day, and I'm sure it's going to eventually happen. With these people I keep running into, I just don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. I'm still pretty busy with doing music and stuff now, but I think whenever I get ready to take a break from that, that'll be what I do.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, man. I reckon you'd have some cool ideas growing up in your head.
Yeah, I think I could probably whip together a pretty stupid movie.
Yeah. Would you star in it if you did do a movie, or would you get actors?
No, I don't have any desire to be in the movie other than being a extra that gets my head cut off or something like that. But yeah, nothing as far as being in the movie.
Yeah, for sure. You do have an upcoming tour, and I was lucky enough to see your last tour. I think it was about 2 years ago, but you're coming in April. Are you looking forward to coming back?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Australia is amazing for us, and the fans there are rabid. It's probably our best response anywhere in the world is in Australia. So I'm just really, didn't know if we would be able to come back in time to, on this cycle for this record. Luckily we picked up and got 3 shows in there in time, and we're really, really happy and stoked for it.
Yeah, I imagine you'll be playing a lot of songs off Monsters of the Universe, and I really dug that album. And Dixie Dead, that was a really cool album as well. What can we expect from the set list?
It's a good question. I really haven't put it together yet. I mean, it's going to be quite a bit of material from the new album for sure.
Yeah,
because we poured on that all last year, and I kind of know the set list that I want to do. But I also, there's many records I have. I have so many songs that we have to play, so it's kind of difficult making a set list. It's like a fucking math project for some reason. It's like trying to pick the right songs and not pissing people off. But it'll be a good set. It's this tour and this album is just brought a heavier sound, a darker stage show, and it's fun. It's still Wednesday 13, but it's a different, darker animal this time.
Yeah. And you don't really consider Wednesday 13 to be a solo project, do you? It's more of a band, because last time I saw you didn't play Murderdolls songs or anything like that, so I assume it's more of a band just under your name?
Yeah, I mean, when I set out doing Wednesday 13, I was, when I stopped doing Murderdolls, I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to start a new band, and I thought, well, if I give it a band name, I'm gonna get this line up, and I know within 10 years from now there's going to be one dude left, and it's probably going to be me, and then it won't even be the same band name. Like, so I'll just call it Wednesday 13, and I'll just fucking avoid that problem from the start. And I was right, because I had about 25 band members since the guys I have now, and but yeah, you see with the live show, it functions as a band. It's not like just all spotlight. Oh, it's all me and stuff. It's like, we work as a band. It's, I've had these guys that I've been playing with me now for almost 5 years, and we have a new drummer now. Our old drummer, he left and joined another band. We're still good friends and everything. But we had a new drummer since the last time you saw us, and that's the only thing that has changed since then. And but yeah, the addition of him to the band, though, it's just really brought a whole new level to what we do as well. So it's all a good, positive thing.
Yeah, for sure. Was there ever like a decision not to play Murderdolls songs? Is that something that came up in, band rehearsal?
I mean, it's one of those things where, I'm on my 6th solo album. I have 2 Murderdolls albums. it's so hard to pick a song out here and there, and you know, and I think last time I came back through there, it was right off the end of Murderdolls. And you know, I try to keep it separate. I don't want it to be a thing where people come to see me just to hear Murderdolls songs, and I don't think that's the case. I think some people do want to hear some of their songs, and I've tried to include that. Last year, I think I'm trying to remember our set list because it's such a blur to me right now. But I know we played a couple of Murderdolls songs here and there. So yeah, you know, over the years, like during the sets, we'll break a song in out here and there. But I never wanted it to be where it was like every other song was a Murderdolls thing, because that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah, for sure. I remember when you first came out with Transylvania 90210, and Murderdolls was just so big at the time, and I remember saying to people, "Oh, you love Murderdolls? They've got a solo project album out now, and it's really good. You should check it out." And a lot of people didn't know about it, and then I heard that Roadrunner dropped your solo project, or the band. Do you think they promoted it well? Like, it didn't seem to do quite as well as Murderdolls did, and I thought like the quality of the album was just as good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was really proud of that record, and you know, even getting a solo album out on Roadrunner was a shock to me. No, I don't think it was promoted that well. You know, I mean, I don't know if it was just a sign of the time that was going on. I don't, you know, being on a label is a really weird thing. I've been on that label 3 times. You know, with the first Murderdolls, that release, the last Murderdolls, and you know, I can see when they promote stuff, and I can see when they don't promote stuff. I've seen other bands fall the wayside, and you know, I think for what I did, I think I was just, you know, I think they put it out just because they put it out because someone else is going to put it out, and I think I got just enough promotion just for what they needed to do, you know. And for me, that was good, you know. It wasn't, you know, I don't blame anybody or anything like that. It's just things happen and things don't, and but you know, I've been able to keep a steady solo career for, you know, for over 10 years now. So it's just you know, people know my, you know, it seems now my show, if people attend them now, it's not really a Murderdolls fan. They're still fans. They probably came from Murderdolls in the first place, but yeah, I mean, people dig the Wednesday stuff, and I'm just glad they like it all, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you actually started out your career in 1994, and you're called Maniac Spider Trash. I was just wondering, you're not that old now. How old were you when you started out? You must have been a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, it was even before that. I mean, that band, that was when we put out our first, like, demo or whatever. We'd been a band before that for a couple of years. I started playing when I was 15 years old, and, like, with those guys that formed Maniac Spider Trash and that whole thing. So I started when I was 15, and I will be 40 this August.
Wow.
So yeah, so I've been beating this drum for a while.
Yeah. Do you remember what those first shows were like? Is there any footage of it on YouTube or anything like that?
There's a couple of shows of Maniac Spider Trash on YouTube, but those weren't like the first shows. Like, and there were shows a couple of years before that hopefully won't ever get on YouTube because they're horrible. But yeah, you're just like any first show, you know. I don't know what people expect, and you know, my very first show was in my high school in front of about 20 people, and you know, after school playing, and the next show was at a party in front of like 10 people, and it's a bunch of underage drinkers and cops busting it, and you know, so that was kind of like my first couple of shows, and then playing the local club circuit in front of 5 and 10 people, and you know, so yeah, man, I've been at this for a long time, and it's all I know, and I love it. It's my job, and I love my job.
Did you ever think about what you might be doing if it didn't work out for you?
You know, I've thought about that. Now that question, I always go, well, I probably would work for a band or something, but you know, I never let that happen. I guess, I mean, because in a way, it kind of didn't work out for me a lot of times. When people get dropped from the label, you go, well, it didn't work out for you, and you stop. Well, I did, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it didn't work out for me. I just never said no. So, and maybe one day it will work out for me.
For sure. Some of the sad news that happened recently was the death of Lemmy Kilmister and David Bowie. Just wondering, did you get a chance to meet Lemmy, or were you a big fan of David Bowie?
Huge fan of David Bowie. Ziggy Stardust album is in my top 5 favorite albums of all time. I named my daughter Zoe Starr, sort of based off Ziggy Stardust names. And, huge influence on me. Just that guy was, he's an innovator of just reinventing himself and just musical chameleon, and I really admire that for what I do, because I feel like I've definitely followed in his footsteps of, I love how he constantly changed his thing. He never played by the rules, and that's amazing. And then Lemmy's he is the epitome of rock and roll. He is the poster boy. And I've ran into Lemmy, I can tell you how many times at the Rainbow here in LA, and just going to the bathroom, just bumping into him. Oh, sorry, Lemmy, sorry, mate. Guy every time in the LA I've seen Lemmy, and I played in Japan a thing called Beast Feast back when Murderdolls first started out in 2002. We played there with like Slayer and Motorhead, so I got to see them live several times in festivals and stuff over the years. So yeah, man, it sucks to see some of those fucking rock gods go down, but that's where it is. Time's ticking on. I'm turning 40. So my heroes are dropping off.
Oh, well, Alice Cooper's almost 70 and he's still going for it, so I think you've got a few years left, didn't you?
Alice Cooper's unstoppable. I think he died a long time ago. I think he's just like a robot.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because he's just like unstoppable. He's better than he ever was.
Yeah. You've opened for Alice, haven't you, in the past?
Yeah, I've toured with Alice with Wednesday 13 and Murderdolls as well. So Alice is become a good friend and supporter of both Wednesday 13 and Murderdolls.
Yeah. Have you ever played golf with him?
No. I don't want to embarrass myself. He's really good.
Yeah, so I've heard. Anyway, I've got told I've got 15 minutes. I'll just ask you one more question, and feel free not to answer it if you don't want, but any chance of Murderdolls reunion anytime in the future, and are you still get along with Joey Jordison? Do you speak often? There's no secret. I've told everybody. It's just kind of public knowledge, which I think is public knowledge. Last time that any of us in the last line of Murderdolls, which is most of my band now, which was my band prior to Murderdolls, last show we did was 5 years ago in April this year. Our last show, and we played, and that was the last time any of us spoke to him. And then all the Slipknot stuff happened, and that probably pushed our communication even further away. So yeah, there's nothing going on at all. Okay. And you don't desire to be friends again, or anything like that?
So I don't know. Honestly, I didn't. When that second album happened, I'd said for years it's never going to happen, and it did. So to say another one would never happen would be silly. But at the moment, there is nothing at all, not even a rumble. So.
Oh, fair enough.
I always tell people, like, they say, what's the current status of Murderdolls? And I'll say, watch the Nowhere video, the last video we put out. And the video is we're in a car on a cliff.
Yeah.
That's a good indication of where we are. Did we die? There's an explosion? We don't know.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Never say never.
Never say never. That band is, I love it. It was the reason I have a career, and it put me on the map, so I'm proud of it, so that's not a bad question to ask.
Cool as, man. Well, thanks again for taking your time out to talk to me, and I'll definitely be at the gig. I'll be up the front with my camera, so I'll give you a thumbs up.
Nice, man.
Yeah, cool as, man. Enjoy your day and enjoy the rest of the interviews.
Awesome, man. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you, man. Bye.
Bye.